we have to remember at the heart of all of this, we live in a democracy. So the political process is rightly driven by democratically elected politicians. And improving government requires a lead from democratically elected politicians. It is not up to the civil service to reform the country. Clearly, the civil service can support reform, can suggest ideas to improve governance, but ultimately the lead has to be taken by the democratically elected politicians. And who elects those politicians? We all do. So the engagement in the democratic process, people taking interest in politics, in what politicians are doing, and casting their votes accordingly, agitating for change that they wish to see, being engaged in political debate, is essential for the health of our democracy. Democracy is not something that is done to us or is somebody else's responsibility. It is all our responsibility. Essentially, we get the politicians that we vote for. If we want better politicians, we have to engage as citizens in order to improve politics.
I think that we're very poor at allocating human resources to new issues of the day. So government departments have been, some of them have been around for a very long time, some are newer. But we tend always to give departments, whenever there's a spending review, the same amounts they had last time, plus or minus a bit. So when new issues arrive, we're very, very poor at moving resources to those sorts of issues. So for example, as sort of technology and digital have become very, very important sectors to address, and they have very important impact on ways of working and also on ways of delivering government services. We actually were very poor at moving people or bringing in people from outside with expertise to look at those issues. And meanwhile, you would leave literally thousands of people in a department like work and pensions, who actually, where you didn't need nearly so many people these days to address the issues that they have got. So a kind of more nimble way of moving resources around to address the issues of the day, I think, is really, really important.
I think there are different answers to this depending on whether you're talking about government in England, in Scotland, or in Wales. But if you talk about it primarily in terms of England, I think the fundamental issue is a major decentralization of power from Whitehall out to the wider communities in England. England is a tremendously centralized country. I think it's probably the largest country in Europe which doesn't have some significant tier of regional administration. And I'm absolutely sure that there would be better government of England if, for example, the civil servants responsible for assisting ministers and delivering policies actually lived out in communities beyond the centre of London.